There's no final curtain here. Those are the words echoing through the music world today as we process a monumental, earth-shattering loss. A founding father of the jam band movement, a rock and roll Hall of Famer, and a man who quite literally reshaped the sound of American culture has taken his final bow. Bob Weir, the rhythm guitarist, vocalist, and legendary founding member of the Grateful Dead, has passed away at the age of 78. But the details emerging about his final months reveal a story of incredible resilience. A man who fought a silent, private battle against cancer, claimed victory only to face a sudden, heartbreaking turn of events. Today we are not just reading a headline. We are honoring the long, strange trip of Bobby Weir, a journey that touched millions of lives across 6 decades. The news was confirmed through an emotional statement shared by his family and representatives earlier today. It began with profound sadness, announcing the passing of the man known simply and affectionately to millions as Bobby. According to the official release, Weir transitioned peacefully, surrounded by loved ones. For a man who spent his life building a community that felt like a family, a traveling circus of kindness and music, it is fitting that his final moments were spent in that same warm embrace. However, the medical context surrounding his passing is both tragic and complex, adding a layer of bittersweet irony to this loss. We're learning now that this wasn't a sudden, out-of-the-blue event, but rather the culmination of a fierce health battle that he largely kept away from the public eye. The statement revealed a detail that had been kept relatively private until now. Bob Weir had been diagnosed with cancer in July of 2025. But here's the part that speaks to his warrior spirit, the same spirit that allowed him to tour relentlessly for over 50 years. The statement explicitly says he passed away after courageously beating cancer as only Bobby could. He fought it. He won that battle. He rang the bell. But in a cruel twist of fate, the musician ultimately succumbed to what are being described as underlying lung issues that arose in the aftermath. It serves as a stark, painful reminder of the fragility of health, even after a major victory. While it is currently unknown exactly where Weir was located at the time of his death, the focus remains on the peace he found at the end. As the statement beautifully put it, his work was not just entertainment. It was warm sunlight that filled the soul. To truly understand the strength Bob Weir possessed, we have to look closely at the timeline of his final weeks. This is perhaps the most inspiring yet heartbreaking part of his story. Remember, he was diagnosed in July 2025. Most people, upon receiving such a heavy diagnosis, would retreat. They would step away from the limelight, cancel the tours, and focus entirely on recovery. But Bob Weir, he was built differently. He began treatment only weeks before doing something absolutely extraordinary. He returned to his hometown stage. Despite the treatment, despite the physical toll such a battle takes on the body, he rallied for a massive milestone, a 3-night celebration of 60 years of music at Golden Gate Park. The statement released today touched on this unique artistry, calling him a guiding force. And looking back at those Golden Gate Park shows now, through the lens of this news, they take on a sacred, almost spiritual quality. They weren't just concerts, they were a victory lap. They were a final testament to his endurance and his commitment to the fans, the Deadheads, who have followed him from the muddy fields of Woodstock to the high-tech spheres of Las Vegas. He wanted to give them one last memory, one last dance. The tribute posted to Instagram captured this sentiment perfectly. He began treatment only weeks before returning, building a community, a language, and a feeling of family that generations of fans carry with them. That is the legacy he leaves behind. Not just songs, but a language that millions speak. But to summarize Bob Weir as just the rhythm guitarist, Aste's Turin is to miss the entire point of his genius. In the pantheon of rock music, rhythm players often stand in the shadows of the lead guitarists. And for decades, Weir stood to the right of Jerry Garcia, one of the most charismatic lead players in history. Yet Weir did not disappear. Instead, he reinvented what a rhythm guitar could do. While the riffs of One More Saturday Night are what played on our radios, Bob Weir's impact extended far beyond the fretboard of his guitar. In an era where celebrity activism is often just a photo opportunity, Weir was a pioneer who walked the walk. His official website highlights a side of him that many casual fans might not know. Weir was described as being deeply committed to social impact. He wasn't just a passive observer of the world. He was an active participant in changing it. He was a longtime supporter of Headcount, a nonpartisan organization that uses the power of music to register voters. He understood that a concert venue wasn't just a place to party. It was a place to mobilize. By promoting civic participation, he ensured that the voice of the deadhead community, a demographic often dismissed as just hippies, was heard in the halls of democracy. He empowered his fans to be citizens, not just consumers. Did you know that Bob Weir was a Goodwill ambassador for the United Nations Development Program? It's a title few rock stars hold. He also co-founded the Further Foundation. Through this foundation, he helped fund environmental, social, and cultural causes through grants and partnerships. He used the immense platform of the Grateful Dead not just to enrich himself, but to enrich the planet. As the statement said, his work was sunlight that filled the soul, and that sunlight shone on many dark corners of the world that needed help. It is also worth noting his dedication to physical health, which makes today's news even more shocking to close followers. In his later years, Weir became a fitness icon in the music world. He was known for his intense workout regimens, famously sharing videos of himself working out with exercise balls and heavy ropes well into his 70s. He wore Birkenstocks and shorts on stage, looking like a man half his age, with an energy that outpaced musicians in their 20s. He did everything right. He took care of the vessel so that he could keep delivering the message. This dedication makes the sudden onset of lung issues after beating cancer feel particularly unfair. To truly grasp the magnitude of this loss, we have to rewind the clock to the very beginning. Founded in 1965 in the eclectic electric atmosphere of San Francisco, the Grateful Dead is not just a band, it is a cornerstone of American history. And Bob Weir was there from the very first beat. He was just a teenager, a kid nicknamed The Kid by his bandmates when he started this journey. He grew up on that stage. His contributions were formally recognized by the highest institutions in music. In 1994, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, cementing his status among the immortals of the genre. Years later, in 2007, he received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. His trophy shelf was full, but his hunger to create never waned. Even in his 70s, he was writing a cowboy opera, working with symphony orchestras, and exploring new sonic territories with his band, Wolf Brothers. He never stopped being curious. Today, our hearts go out to those who knew him best, beyond the fame and the lights. Bob Weir is survived by his wife, Natasha, and their 2 daughters, Shala, Monet, and Chloe Kalia. He was a devoted father and husband, shielding his family from the madness of celebrity while sharing his life with the world. The family has requested privacy during this difficult time, a request we should all respect as they navigate this profound loss. The official statement concluded with a phrase that feels like a final lesson from the master himself, a piece of wisdom to carry us through the grief. May we honor him not only in sorrow, but in how bravely we continue with open hearts, steady steps, and the music leading us home. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings. Hang it up and see what tomorrow brings. It's a line from the Dead's song, Looks Like Rain, a song Weir sang thousands of times. It speaks of acceptance, of moving forward, of the unknown beauty of the future. Bob Weir has hung it up for the last time. But tomorrow? Tomorrow, the music he created will still be playing in dorm rooms, in stadiums, and on road trips across America. The community he built will still be gathering in parking lots and online forums, sharing stories of that one show in 77 or 89 or 24. And the sunlight he brought into the world will continue to shine. He once sang, "The music never stopped." And he was right. The man may be gone, but the vibration he started 60 years ago continues to ripple through the universe. Thank you for joining us to honor this legend. We encourage you to share your favorite Grateful Dead memory, your first show, or the Bob Weir song that means the most to you in the comments below. Let's turn the comment section into a digital memorial for Bobby. Rest easy, Bobby. We will get by. We will survive. This is the Star Feed.